what is the difference between error, bug, defect and failure? Right, so very minor difference. So usually you will see that defect and bug are used interchangeably. Okay, so some projects you will see that are using terminology as bug, some projects use defect. But if we talk about the basic difference between defect and bug, so defect is any deviation because of the requirement issues. Okay, that's what the definition says. And bug is any deviation from actual to expected because of the coding issues, right? So this is very fine difference, but because in the projects people do not bother too much about whether you are using a terminology bug or defect, so you will end up using interchangeably, right? So there is no sort of categorization, separate categorization in the project whether that you have a defect as well as bug, right? So mostly there will be a subcategory that you can choose to categorize what is the root cause of that particular defect, right? So that is where the subcategorization becomes helpful, and defect and bug are mostly in the real-time scenarios will be used interchangeably and will refer to the same thing, which is any deviation or error because of the requirement or the coding issues. But the fine difference is defect is a deviation because of the requirement issues, bug is the deviation or error because of the coding issues. When we say error, now error is any error in requirement, test data, test, coding, any error, human error that has been made and that can be rectified. So that is basically what the error is. Now what is failure? An error that has been made either into the requirement, into the design, into the coding, right? So all these software applications are built by humans, and humans can make error. Everyone is human being, so you can make an error at any time. So any error which leads to a failure is the failure, right? So basically, for example, in e-commerce application, I'm trying to log in, but I'm not able to log in because of the coding error that was made by the developer in the login module. Okay, or when the developer was trying to fix something, then this error could be also because the incorrect requirements were documented from the business analyst, right? Or the error could be, or failure could be in the production because that particular scenario was somehow missed out into the testing phase. So a failure is basically any failure in the software that is led by any of the errors. So this is the basic difference between error, bug, defect and failure.